suffer for my underdogs, the ones willing to pay the cost. Even when we're up, we gotta take a loss. Underdogs are always against the odds. I'ma use this opportunity to do it for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. I'ma do this for my underdogs. Yeah, my underdogs.
Welcome back to the Rec Center podcast. I'm Kenny Edwards, joined with my co-host Lorenzo Parham. We kind of Skyline heavy lately, but I mean,
hey, but you know what though? I thought about that, and with the Skyline guys is, man, outside of after us leaving to go to college, I don't know too much about their story. I know little bits and pieces of it, right? So I'm always learning when we throw these dudes on there too, man. That's another one of these episodes where we get to learn. It's been a minute, Ken, since we didn't have guests on here, man.
It's been a minute, but we trying to step up the, you know what I'm saying, the guests. You know, we try to get the higher profile names. It take a little time.
Our viewers is like, hey, damn, man,
give me somebody.
Give me something. Started rugged and everything, man. So we got a good guest for them today, though, man.
Yeah, we do.
I'm gonna learn a lot about his story, man. Definitely where it came from. I know the stuff that I read in the newspaper when he was a kid himself, man. So, but then we saw where it took off to, man. So, hey, man, Davone, Bess, man, welcome to the podcast, man.
Right on, man. I appreciate it, fellas. Like I just told y'all, man, y'all doing a great thing, man, and I'm honored to be on here.
Hey, man, so we learned a lot. We had Beam on here, man. Shout out to Beam, and just like with Beam, he changed my thoughts on a lot of things, man. So shout out to Beam, and we had quite a few Skyline guys on there, man. So we gonna talk about that Skyline Titan Pride and what it means, what that Titan Pride means for you, because everyone carry it different. You feel me?
For sure.
We gotta take this back to the beginning, man. D, you from Oakland, right?
Correct. Born and raised.
Born and raised in Oakland, man. Where did you start? Did you start off in the Oakland Bay route path like Ken and myself? Or were you playing a youth football star? Like, where did it start off at for you?
So it started off for me at Greenman, man. I played for Crowell. I played for Jason Alexander and Frank Knight.
Okay.
Yeah, Frank Knight Sr. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I mean, I pretty much played everything growing up. You know what I'm saying? I didn't play Pop Warner though. That's the only thing I didn't do.
Okay.
I didn't start playing tackle till I got to high school. But up until that point, I was playing, you know, in the streets and at the parks and flag football.
What rec center you was linked to? What rec center?
Man, so we was all over. You know, my family is rooted in the East, 77th and Rusdale. So that's right there, right by the EOYDC, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So EOYDC, my dad stayed on 73rd and Fresno. So we was at Arroyo all the time. My mom stayed on MacArthur over there by Mills College. So I was at Laurel all the time.
Okay.
I was at Brookdale. I was just all over, man.
Okay, got it, man. Let me ask you this though, because we asked guess that you didn't went to EOYDC, you went to Laurel, you went Arroyo,
for sure,
Allendale, whatever, Brookdale.
Yeah.
If you need to go get some real good basketball run, which one was you going to? Like, hey, I got to get my run in. Where I'm going to go hoop at today?
Man, I'm gonna keep it lit. I would have to say, during that era when I was coming up, it had to be Brookdale Park, man.
Outdoor courts.
Outdoor for sure, outdoor courts. And even Rainbow. You know what I mean? Like I played for a guy by the name of Joe Henry. He had Joe Henry All Stars or whatever. So we used to play at Rainbow all the time. EOYDC, TASA. We kind of bounced around.
Okay.
We would even go to Berkeley and play cats. You know what I'm saying? So
got it. Hey, so we know you ended up at Skyline and everything like that. What middle school did you go to, man? What was the middle school like for you?
So middle school, I went to John Sweat, which is on MacArthur.
No. It's Roses and Concrete now.
It's Roses and Concrete right now. Okay. Correct. But So like I said, we bounced around. So I started off at Horseman for elementary.
Okay.
Went to King for a little bit. And eventually mom got settled in and got stable over on MacArthur. Okay. And then I ended up going to John Sweat, which is called Roses and Concrete.
Hey, Ken, let me tell you this, Ken. So we have quite a few guests on here, right? And if I break down the guests middle school sports-wise, I think King wins the football game, Ken.
Man.
I think King win football and Claremont got basketball. Claremont Bret Hart. Yep.
Bret Hart, no, because you got to go. And if when we went
Claremont Bret Hart,
Claremont Bret Hart basketball, but King might got
King got football
aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Gino, Donato, Kirk.
Hey, but John Sweat, that's the first time I seen Tay play.
My cousin.
Who was that?
Yeah. Lolo cousin, she was a female hooper at Skyline.
Oh, okay.
Killing, but she was killing the dudes. I was like, oh yeah.
So
we used to get good run. We used to get good runs at John Sweat too. They used to come through. They eventually they put up the breakaway rim so you can dunk on them and hang on them and shit. You know, so everybody was coming up there to hoop.
Hey, so what was it like, man, when you left that transition? We gonna say from middle school, you was a baseball and whatnot, and then you end up at Skyline. How did you end up at Skyline? Like you wasn't a football star yet. You never played.
Correct.
Before, right?
Correct.
How did you end up at Skyline? And like, who saw it in you in this football thing?
So check this out. So I was zoned for Skyline. Basically, the 648 ran right by my apartments. You feel me? So I just walk outside, bam, literally across the street, and it take me up the hill. But one of my partners, I know y'all know him, Davone Binky from 39th.
I know Davone, yeah.
Davone, so you know he hella goofy and shit. You know he talking about
he's a Cowboys fan, bro.
Yeah.
That's my little
so he
brother.
told me,
bro.
He told me he like, bro, man, you need to come out and and play football, because when I first got to Skyline, I was hooping and playing baseball. I played JV hoop for Dame Ballard, and then I played baseball for Salazar too, though. You know what I'm saying? So they knew I was an athlete. You know what I'm saying? So he asked me like, bro, you should come out. You know, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna check it out. And I went out there and I did my thing. I remember the first, maybe the first or second week of the season, I scored like 3 touchdowns back to back because they kept calling penalties, start calling flags on me. So somebody was holding or man downfield or something. And after the game, Beam walked over to me and was like, that wasn't shit. You still ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I was on JV, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So that was basically my first encounter with Coach Beam, and that's how I transitioned into eventually getting to varsity and start playing.
Let me ask you something. When you was on JV, who was on the varsity? Who was the seniors on varsity during that time frame?
The seniors was Kirk Johnson, Terry Johnson, Rufus, Lewis. Who was the Jarrell Hardy? They had some boys. They had.
It was like 01.
They had a good
for sure.
They had a good senior. They had a good senior class.
They did.
You still got Giannis and Frank still there, and
B. Sanders. Yeah.
B. Sanders. They still there. Yeah. Did any of them snatch you like, hey man, this how we do it as Titans? Or like we talked about the Beam guy, right? We talked to Beam about the Beam guy. Did you instantly come in good grace as a Beam guy with Titan Pride?
Hell no.
What happened? How did it all come about for you?
It was a little different because I didn't have a traditional route. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody that was, like you just named, Scrime, B. Sanders, and all them, they played Pop Warner. They had names in the city already. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't. I played baseball, I played a little football. You know what I'm saying? But I was a hooper though. You know what I mean? So the transition was a little different. I had to earn my respect. You know what I'm saying? I had already knew Scrine and all them from Oakland Bay Roots. You know what I'm saying? So when I got to Skyline, it was cool. You know what I mean? And then when I went out for football, it just made all of our relationship even much more better. You know what I mean?
Okay, nice. So when a lot of people, like even we had guests on here, even the reason I didn't go to Skyline, right? It was like, hey man, you're gonna go play for Beam. He hard, he kick people. I'm like, I'm not gonna go play for that guy. Like, was he instantly a hard coach for you? Like he walk up to you and tell you, hey man, that wasn't shit. You doing this on JV. When you get up here, was he instantly hard on you to bring it out of you? Instantly,
bro. Instantly. Okay. Like it wasn't no sugarcoating with him, especially with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, like I said, I had to earn my stripes. You know what I'm saying? And I know we'll probably get into it, eventually. But my sophomore year is my first year playing. My junior year, end of my sophomore year, I got moved up to varsity for the playoffs. We lost to Mac that year in the Super Bowl. And then my junior year, which was 01, I believe, 02. No, what is 02? Yeah, 02. Damn. Oh, what is it? 01 or
It had to be 02. It had to be 02.
It was 02. It was 02. Yeah.
Mac,
so my
Mac won it with that good team in 01.
Right. So they he eventually moved me to receiver. So I was playing slot, I was playing all kind of shit on JV. And then I got to my junior year, they put me at receiver. I was starting. And then come my senior year, Josh Bush had graduated. He was my quarterback my junior year. He had graduated. And then Beam called me to his office and basically said, man, look, this the deal. And during this time, I'm getting letters and shit from colleges and shit, you know what I'm saying, to play receiver. He like, man, you do this for me, I'm going to get you a scholarship. I need you to play QB. I'm like, all right, I'm all in. And
you bought in immediately?
I bought in immediately, man. And that was basically, I think that was the beginning of me and Beam's relationship as far as, growing with him and him trusting me trusting him, you know what I'm saying?
Your story, man, and you as a whole be the most debatable on our show, right? Because we do a wide receiver list, right? And he only got Bess on the receiver list. He went to Hawaii, broke records.
I was a late bloomer, bro. But
I'm like, hey, he was a quarterback in high.
Right.
Quarterback year. They like, we don't give a shit. He went to Hawaii, broke records. He went to Miami Dolphins. He's supposed to be on the list. And we like, dude, we judging off high school, but a lot of people didn't get to see that receiver like ball out shit from you in high school, right? Going to play, I'm gonna get to this later on, but just seeing how hard was that transition to even go? You bought in, but how hard was it to go and play quarterback? Because we never see the Skyline quarterback is the most, how can I say this, kid? Overrated position. Right? Overrated. Like Gino said the running back was overrated, Ken. The quarterback.
QB, for sure.
Bro, the quarterbacks I call them professional handoffers.
That's all I did. Hand the ball to Scrine, hand the beer right, beer left to Frank Summers, and then play action over the top.
Yeah. So how was it for you to have the production you had at receiver and be like, damn, now I got to go hand it off? What was that mindset like?
It was, me, I was a team guy first, you know what I'm saying? So whatever it took for us to win and for us to be put in a position to win the Super Bowl, I was willing to do that, And Beam told me, like I just said, if you get if you do this for me, I'll get you a scholarship, And where we come from, man, shit, getting a scholarship, that's a big deal, So I damn sure wasn't thinking about no college until I met Beam, you know what I'm saying? So that basically made me want to go all out for him, and it's a trip. It's a trip because I got to give a lot of credit to Coach Mario Thornton. I don't know if y'all know who he is, but Coach Mario, man, he will pick me up every weekend, like over the summer, and we would go to Fremont and do quarterback drills. He basically taught me how to play the position, taught me how to take the snap, read the different holes, the 2 gap, the 3 to 6, all of that. My footwork as far as handing the ball off, hiding the ball when I'm extending and then hiding it and then throwing it. You know what I'm saying? So he taught me everything, man. And to this day, we text pretty often. Thank you for giving me that opportunity and helping me with that.
Yeah, I coached with his son, Danny.
Oh yeah.
I coached with Danny.
For sure.
We coached together over at Piedmont one year.
For sure.
And then Mario coached at Oakland High for like a couple seasons.
Ken was real big headed when he was coaching at Fremont. He kept at Piedmont.
No, Piedmont,
Piedmont, he getting new sweatsuits.
Hey, it was a different experience. It was a different experience. We had team dinners with real food and bro.
Ken say, "Low, come coach."
Got spoiled.
Oh man, I had new gear, a bag. I said, and a stipend with a comma in it. I said, oh.
There you go.
Hey, I always used to ask the guests this. I'm gonna bring it back now, man. Never playing football before. You did the JV thing, but what was that like? Because we play in an environment the kids don't understand what the OEL was like back then.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? What was your welcome to the OEL moment for you when you was playing? Like, what moment was like, oh yeah, this the OEL they talk about? It could be the crowd noise, it could be the rally, it could be them cheerleaders doing that same ass. I hate that, right? It could be that, right? What is it for you though, man?
Man, I'm gonna keep it real though, man. I had a few of them. I would say the biggest one for me to this date was me actually witnessing it. It didn't happen against me. You see what I'm saying? But it fucked me up mentally though. So and it wasn't even it was a preseason game against Dorsey in LA. So and I'll get to the OEL moment, but I want to bring this up.
Now go ahead,
because so Josh Bush was our quarterback. And I think we was down by like maybe 6 points or something. It was like 5 minutes left in the game. And Bush went for a scramble and they smacked him. Like he was out cold, And then so Beam was like, all right, Vaughn, you up, you up. You got to handle your business, So basically we went down and scored. But I remember going back to the sideline and looking at Bush like, damn, man, he really fucked up. Like, that was my first time seeing somebody get knocked out, you know what I mean? Not knocked out cold, So he ended up getting up and, it was cool, but that kind of fucked me up. Like, man, you got to be on point, you know what I'm saying? But
it's serious.
It's serious. But I would say every game we played against Mac, I mean, even Tech, like it was just always everybody had dogs, you know what I'm saying? Everybody had dogs. So it wasn't no one particular moment where I'm like, oh, welcome to the OEL. Welcome to the OEL was the first OEL game of the season. That was my welcome to the OEL, you know what I'm saying? So
I would imagine too, as a youngster, the welcome to the OEL moment would be in practice. Watching Frank or somebody.
Oh man! Oh my goodness! Frank used to be laying motherfuckers out in practice, man.
What they call that drill? The run drill? What they call 5-on? What they call that? When it just be the lineman. When it just be the lineman, but it's like a run drill, and it's just the lineman, no receivers, no secondary, nothing. 6-on-5, 5-on-3, some shit, whatever.
Half line, inside run.
Yeah, that shit. Like,
but
the run coming.
Frank. We had a dude named Jerron Poole. He was a hitter. Charles Brown. We had Brandon Bonds.
Charlie Brown.
Yeah, LaDon Levine playing safety. B. Sand. We had a good team, man. Good team, and I think that's why we won a lot.
Because let me ask you this though, man, because B. Sanders my guy. I'm gonna go back to that. I ain't gonna. B. Sanders is my guy. So hands down, right? I had B. Sanders. In hindsight, B. Sanders is one of the top 3 OEL DBs, right?
For sure.
We can make a debate if he's 1 or 2, right? Whatever, right?
For sure.
The competitiveness of you guys in practice, him at DB, you at receiver, what's that looking like in the one-on-one drills, man? Is it y'all talking shit to each other? I know y'all making each other better, but what is that like?
Man, I mean, it's just like any old other competition. He getting me, I'm getting him. It's back and forth. We making each other better, but it's definitely some shit talking. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we was real close and real tight off the field too. But we knew that whatever we did in practice was gonna make the game easier. You know what I'm saying? So that's really we saw the bigger picture.
Absolutely. That's dope, man. And B. Sanders,
Sanders.
Whenever B. Sanders' name come up, I gotta tell the story, bro.
He a dog, man.
Hey, I want you to know for the record, B. Sanders was on my list.
So listen, though, he's the only kid. I ain't gonna say kid. We all around the same age. The only person that ever came to 39th and challenged me in a race, right? You got Brandon, you got Brandon Hubbard,
You got
Javon, you got all of them. They bring him low. He could beat you in a race. Ain't nobody ain't never beat me in a foot race and he beat me, little young nigga, man. I be still feeling kind of slighted at B because he keep that hand over my head a little bit. Like, fuck you on 39. That's why you leaving me off your rankings, right? We still got to get B. Sanders on here, Ken. We still got to get
be a good dude. Be a good dude.
One of the things, though, so we know how you ended up Skyline, Hawaii, and then you end up at the Miami Dolphins. But you got an amazing story that I read about in the paper way back when it was happening. The Boys Ranch Martinez thing, whatever it was, like give us line us on that. I know Beam came like
for sure.
You don't have to go into details of what happened, but how did we get to the point? What year were you in playing? And did that ever mess up any recruiting things for you?
Yeah, it definitely did. So I graduated 03. I signed my Skyline. I was supposed to go to Oregon State, but they didn't pull the trigger on me.
Oh.
I ended up signing with Sacramento State. And 2 months after I signed, I ended up getting pulled over for residential burglary and possession of stolen property. So I basically went and picked up some of my partners that was, doing their thing, me trying to be a good friend, doing the wrong thing. The same shit we all motherfuckers get caught up in,
Right.
And basically I went to jail, man. They sent me to juvenile hall for about 2 months. I turned 18. They sent me to county jail. So I'm in there. I'm at Martinez County. Then they sent me to West County in Richmond. So I spent a month there while I was going through sentencing. And then eventually they sentenced me to a year at the Byron's Boys Ranch. So thank God for rest his soul, Amin Denny, man. I got to shout out Amin Denny, man, because he was the supervisor at the ranch when I got there, man. So he was my pug, man. It was a blessing, you know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And he had a bunch. He was head of a bunch of programs that they were running at the ranch, as far as taking kids off site and doing shit in the community, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was doing a lot of things, man, with Denny, and if it wasn't for him, I definitely wouldn't be in this position I'm in today, as far as getting that second opportunity with him and Beam connecting, and then getting Keith Bonifa from Hawaii to come out and watch me play while I'm in jail, literally, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So everything lined up for me, man. God is good, and I'm very grateful.
What you mean, watch you play while you was in jail? You was playing football in there?
Yeah, man. Yeah, playing flag football.
And it's after you graduated from Skyline already?
After I graduated from high school.
But so
I was the oldest one there, basically. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't get to sign a scholarship. You didn't go to Sac State because you caught a case.
Exactly.
And then Keith come visit you.
Yeah. While I was in the thing. And then, he sent the tape he took the tape back to June Jones in Hawaii, and they was trying to get me out early, but the judge was like, nah, he can't come home early. So when I got out, I just went straight to Hawaii on my unofficial visit, stayed for a week, came back home for about another month, and then went back, and then, the rest is history.
The rest is history,
sure.
Right? Let me ask you something, right? I talked to my son about this. I got a teenage son, and I was just talking to one of my ex-players' mom about this, who, you know what I'm saying? The kid was around the people smoking weed. He took the fall for it, right?
Yeah.
The athlete with the offers, right?
And
I'm telling his mom, like, hey, I can't wait to see him because he got who you hanging with, because they supposed to take the offer. They supposed to be like, hey,
take it for sure.
Signs, right? Did any of your homeboys ever be like, hey, nah, man, he ain't had nothing to do with this. It was us. Anybody, or they just went off, it was your car, so you got to go?
Nah, man. So my I didn't have we ain't had no money or nothing, so I ain't had no private attorney or no shit like that. I had a public defender, man. So my public defender told me everybody that was with me was trying to take the rap from me. But
nice.
the judge had it out for me because I was the oldest and I had the most going for myself.
Oh,
to this day, I speak with the chaplain that I met in there. I don't know if you guys heard of a guy by the name of Reverend Tinsley. He was the chaplain at the juvenile hall when I was there. Me and him talk pretty often, and he tell me to this day, when they out at little social gatherings and stuff, with the court people and all of that, he talks to her like, oh, you see how Davone's doing? He ended up turning it around. Yeah. And she's like, I don't care. He lied to me. I'm like, wow. The judge said that to him. He told me that. I'm like, wow.
They
had it out for me, bro. They had it out for me for sure.
Hey, but you know what? That's why I think some things are so divine, bro. Because I think if you go to Sac State, you don't make it to the league. I just have
for sure. Hey, that's facts.
I just think you make it to the league if you go to Sac State.
That's real talk, because when I got to Hawaii, it was just a different kind of exposure. It wasn't out there. It wasn't like Alabama, none of that shit. But we was we was going 5 wide on the 2-yard line. You know what I'm saying? So I was catching 100 balls a year.
And you farther away from the town. Sac State too close.
Right.
The only thing with Hawaii is their 3-hour time difference from the West Coast. So the East Coast ain't seeing it. Like I used to catch Hawaii games and it's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, they playing.
For sure.
This is Timmy Chung them days, right? When Timmy Chung get throwing the ball 60 times a game, you know.
For sure.
So I can see how being a receiver in that offense was way better fitting for you than being at Sac State. Man. Sac State go bring everybody from the whole 73rd and well that's coming to Fresno is coming to see you play at Sac State.
Facts.
It's easy to come back to the town. And at the time of the 02s, 03s, the town was kind of, we think the town bad. And I hate when people say the town was bad. That shit was worse. It was bad in 02 through 05.
For sure.
They had the whole front page newspaper clipping. But I guess my question is, so where was Hawaii in the original recruiting? Because was Keith still there?
I believe Keith was there. I'm not sure if he was finishing up playing because I think he was still playing because when I got there, when he came out, he was a GA. He was a graduate assistant.
Yeah, he was playing because he graduated in '98. So I'm thinking by 03, he's still kind of
I'm like, where was Hawaii in the original recruit?
They didn't. They didn't offer me. I didn't get no letters from them or nothing. So they.
Who were them letters? Remember you said you had these letters coming at receiver in your junior year with the quarterback. What school was pressing you hard at receiver back during your junior year?
I got letters from Oregon State, Washington State, what else? San Diego State, San Jose, Fresno. Yeah. Basically West Coast. Yeah, basically West Coast. Okay. Yeah. And then I ended up getting some letters, a letter from Utah. After my senior year from playing quarterback, that's back when they had Alex Smith and they was doing all that option shit.
Was that Jeff Tevert?
I thought Tevert was at Cal.
Yeah, Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Urban Meyer.
I can see that. I can see that fit because you still have Troy Smith at Ohio State.
At
quarterback, right?
For sure.
I can see that. Man, when you got to Hawaii, because we could ask people right now, man, if you could go live anywhere, where would you go live at? They're going to say Hawaii, right? When you got to Hawaii, was it like, because they use a little pitch now, and it's like playing football in paradise, right? Did it feel like that when you got out there?
Yeah, man, it was a culture shock for sure. You know what I'm saying? It was different, man. Very slow, very laid back. The people, was very loving and very welcoming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was a difficult transition at first because I literally got off the plane with about $50 to my name and I ain't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of had to just figure it out. Find my way and figure it out and meet people on the team and coaches and kind of just branched off from there. But I love Hawaii though, man. They welcomed me with open arms. They was the only school that was willing to give me a second chance. It was either go to Hawaii or go to Laney and play for Beam. So.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
You couldn't go wrong with either one of them. Like, man,
for sure.
Beam was gonna definitely take care of you as well.
For sure.
For sure. We talk about that all the time. So when did the whole you take off at Hawaii? When did things start picking up with, hey, we might get you to the league now? I'm feeling that. What year of your football career were you feeling like, okay, I got action at the league?
Got you. So my freshman year, I did really well. Ended up like being a freshman All-American for Rivals or whatever, and it was a trip because everything was happening so fast. I went from basically being, going from jail to paradise in a matter of months. Next thing you know, the football season comes, and then my sophomore year comes, and I start getting emails from agents, and I ain't know shit about no agents. You know what I'm saying? Right. I ain't know shit about none of that. And the next thing you know, it just kind of picked up from there. You know how you're not supposed to be talking to them, but you're still talking to them though. You know what I'm saying? One of those deals. And yeah, man. I kept my head down and just stayed focused and just kept grinding, man. That's it.
Do you still hold the records over at Hawaii? Are you still the record holder
to be honest with you, bro, I don't even know. I know I'm up there. I know I'm like top 5 or something. I don't know if I'm the number 1 in this category, that category, because there's some dudes that I played with and some dudes before me that was doing their thing too, you know. So
well, I looked it up. So you number 1 in career receptions.
Okay.
293.
Who number 2?
Oh, I didn't look. I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay.
But I know your teammate Bryce Mullet.
Bryce Mullet.
He's like right. Y'all was like neck and neck in most of the categories.
He's a dog. He's a dog too.
Yeah. Number 1 in career touchdowns. I think it was 41, and then number 3 in career yards, 3,610. Yeah, he was killing. He was killing.
Have they had the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for like, do I need to make the pitch? I need to make the pitch.
man,
because I think Timmy Chang, the quarterback, I mean, is the head coach there now, right?
Yeah, he is. Yep. Timmy Chang is the head coach there right now. But yeah, I ain't heard nothing. So I'm kicked back, man. I'm raising my kids, man. You know,
the good thing about Timmy is he do come down and get some of the West Coast kids, especially receivers, especially the receivers in the DBs. He do come get them a lot. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Product. It's like he's living at College of San Mateo right now. He's trying to get them. They winning. He's trying to get them. So shout out to Timmy, man.
That's cool. Yeah.
But that's dope though. So around your freshman year, you start doing your thing, man. You getting these calls from agents where they saying, "Hey, we think you can go this round, that round." Like, how did that work? Me and Ken didn't make it to get to that.
And no agents was trying to.
It's all good. So yeah, man. So they basically was telling me like, man, if you stay, at the trajectory that you're at right now, you can be a second, third round pick, and you got to think about it, man. I was a late bloomer, I didn't, most cats, especially down in the South, they come out the womb and they family already thinking they going pro. You feel me? My family ain't have no expectations. I didn't have no expectations to go into the league. You feel me? And it just kind of happened, it just kind of happened. And yeah, so they told me I'll be a second, third round pick if I stay at this trajectory with my stats and I stay healthy. The only thing that they wanted to know about was my speed. Obviously, going to the combine, they wanted to know how fast I was. That was going to be the deal breaker right there. And yeah, that's how it went.
You had got an invite to the Indy combine, or you did a pro day?
Indy, I did both.
Oh,
So
okay.
I did the Indy combine. I got invited to Indy, and I trained actually in Tempe at API at the time. I don't know if y'all remember API.
Yeah, that was like one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. I trained at API. Yeah, I mean, shit, I was training with all the top picks.
That's where they all trained.
Yeah, right. And yeah, so I went to Indy and I balled out, but I ran a slow ass 40. I ran a 4.59 or 4.61 or 4.62 at the in the 40. And so all the teams was like, man, that's the only thing that we was, skeptical about. So then I got, you get your pro day and you got another opportunity to redeem yourself. So I ran a 4.48 at the pro day. I ran a 4.48 at the pro day, and then I pulled my hamstring, so I wasn't able to run routes after, and that's basically where I shined at is my route running. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if we gonna go forward, draft day come. I got a call from the Falcons in the third round, Coach Rubisky, and he was like, "Yeah, we want you bad, man, but he said he want me bad, but the organization was like they didn't know yet, because now looking back on it now and what I've heard now from my inside sources, some of my coaches and shit at Hawaii was hating on me, talking about, yeah, he's just a dreadlock thug, he smokes weed and he does all this shit." And they had this. They had this persona about me. You know what I'm saying? And then I got the jail shit on my record. You know what I'm saying? And it was just all the cards kind of got stacked against me. During draft time.
That's the shit I hate though. He good enough to play for us and win hella games and be the record holder and all that. So he good enough for us, but we're gonna hate on him.
But don't they know that only make their school get better? It makes.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Right. That's what I'm saying.
But on the flip side of this, I hopefully I get to relive this shit with my son one day. But if I'm waiting for the phone call and shit like that, Hey, don't call me unless you draft me. Don't call me.
Hey, for sure.
We're going to take a tank on you because I see that Atlanta number. I'm like, ooh, Victor.
Yeah.
Don't call me.
Atlanta too? Ooh.
Man, what? That's
Did
for
you
sure,
do like
man.
a draft party and everything?
Hell no, I didn't, man. So at the time, my mom had moved to Hayward, so we was in Hayward at my mom's apartment, just chilling. Just me, her, my brother, and a couple of my cousins. That's it. It was small, it wasn't a big deal. They wanted to do something, but I was like, nah, I'll just keep it low key. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who did you go with as your agent?
I signed with Priority Sports, and my agent was Kenny Zuckerman.
Okay, I don't know.
So did you end up getting drafted?
Nah, I went undrafted, man. I went so what happened was come seventh round, I basically signed with the Dolphins as an undrafted free agent during the seventh round because at that time, they didn't draft no receivers. My agent was like, this may be the best fit for you. You know what I'm saying? But after the draft, my fucking phone was blowing up. Everybody hit me like, come over here, come here. I'm like, y'all late, man. Why y'all ain't drafting?
Yeah.
Right.
Matter of fact, I want to go where no one drafted no receivers as well.
For sure.
Yeah.
I know I could come in now, compete with whoever's already there. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And that's what they say too. Like everybody want to hear their name called for sure. But once you get to the seventh round, sometimes they be like, don't even draft me. Let me pick where I want to go.
For sure. Exactly, man. And that you get more opportunity, and the coaches, even from a mental standpoint, it's just like, okay, I can go in here and compete and be able to make the team. I actually got a shot at making a team. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because, if you draft a guy first, second, third round, they're gonna invest in that dude before they invest in, with time, with an undrafted guy, So
who was in Miami when you got there?
So when I got there, who was there?
You took some dude's spot, and I was like, I don't even remember, dude.
Yeah, so that was my boy too. That was my boy. So Ted Ginn was there. He was like the number 7th pick overall, I think, the year before. So Ted Ginn was there. Ernest Wilford from Jacksonville was there. Greg Camarillo was there. It really wasn't no big
you had action.
Yeah, I had action.
I'm picking Miami too.
for several reasons, on the field and off the field.
For sure. So it was just the perfect situation for me,
Hey, I know.
Hey, King.
I know you've been hearing this a lot, man. It might even be in the works for you already, man. Like, are you writing a book, bro?
My bad.
Are you writing a book? Is there a book coming? Like, what's going on? Man,
I've been working on that for a while, man. Just trying to it's a lot to unpack, so I'm taking my time with it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm definitely in the work. It's definitely in the works, man. Definitely in the works.
Man. I could definitely would be needed, man. I told people now we got AI now. AI will write the book. Let's tell them what to say, right?
For sure.
Right? AI is the editor right now, Ken. So
man, real talk.
Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna pull back to since you guys left and been gone, Skyline haven't been Skyline for a while, right?
For sure.
Do you hear these things like I remember Frank was joking with me. Can't follow with Frank because Frank was like, man, Lo, I might go back and take the job and all of this stuff, right? Because one thing with Titan Pride that a lot of you guys have, you guys don't like to see what Skyline has been turned to, right?
Yeah.
How do y'all feel like that, man? Or do you feel like, I know you out where you out there? I think you in Arizona, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, AZ.
You in the place that I want to be at, right? I love Arizona, right? But so coming back, right? But what do you think it'll look like, man, for Skyline to get back to Skyline? You think it need one of you type high profile guys to take over the job because you guys understand it?
I think it'll take somebody that's definitely played there, that probably played for Beam, that just knows what it takes to compete. You know what I'm saying? I think.
Let me stop you right there because I made a mistake. It was getting there with Joe Bates. Joe had it on his way back, still to where it's going to just be him competing with Mac. But what he realized is this ain't the Beam administration that's working.
Right? That's it right there.
Administration is not built
That's
on the
it.
football right there. As opposed, we had Beam on there. Beam had supported everybody.
He ran it. Yeah,
he was the athletic director.
Everything, right?
Right,
so
right.
Administration will have to buy in, and it would take somebody, one of you guys that got that profile, with a Beam co-signing with the administration, man, because it ain't the same seeing Skyline not be Skyline, right? Because I don't get to talk shit when we be Skyline.
But as a Skyline hater, I'm not mad.
you like let they ass loose. It's hard to watch, man. It's hard. It's definitely hard to watch. You know, and hard to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's you know that's life though. You know that all schools, all colleges, every professional team go through those phases where they do good, where they fall off, and then they got to get back. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of the ebbs and flows of life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, especially when and Skyline had a run. They had a run like
for sure.
Got a run.
Like
Skyline got a run. Like
for sure, heavy run.
We had 10 guests on our show that didn't even peep Skyline. Like we had 10 guests on here, right?
Yeah, I scored one touchdown. I thought we won.
Including me and Ken, right? Never beat Skyline before, right? So when Ken say, I don't care about, as long as they not thinking that the cheerleaders not doing the SKY thing, we good. Right? But you're right. You see it all the time, man. You see it in sports. You see it in all of these different things, man. So shout out to whoever can get Skyline back
rolling,
back to respectable, right? Because we're talking about, I was getting ready to ask you about, man, do you wish y'all would have played De La Salle? Like that shit is like light years ahead now. We can't see that, right?
Right.
But definitely, I would love to see not just Skyline, some of the OEL as a whole, man, get back to
right
in the beginning, what it looked like when we were there,
like how it used to be, man. Like how it used to be, man. It was. We had some, like I said, man. When I told y'all my welcome to the OAL moment, man. It was the first game of the year. Like every year you had to come with it. Every game you had to come with it. Like it wasn't no slacking. Like, oh, we playing Castlemont. We finna, even though we ended up blowing them or whatever. But still, like you can't just take it easy because they got a dog here, they got a dog there. You know what I'm saying? Back tech. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
I think my senior year, every team had a D1 athlete. Really? Even though Ojai and Castlemont was trash, we each had at least one in some sport.
Oh, in some sport. I thought you were talking about football. Yeah, I mean, in football. So here's the thing, right? Because we talked about this the other day when we were talking, Ken. Even if there wasn't a D1 athlete because they didn't go D1 for whatever the circumstances could have been.
Right. But they were a D1 caliber.
They were
caliber. That's what I'm saying. You factor in grades and all that kind of shit. You know, you
exposure and all that, but the D1 caliber player.
They were D1 caliber players where you look and was like, hey, this motherfucker was better than that person, right? Yeah. But he didn't get the exposure. His grades wasn't there, you know. So it's all type of things we talk about that happen when you coming through Oakland. Like Davone said, man, some of us didn't know about college when we stepped on that high school campus.
For sure.
But we don't know about NCAA clearinghouse. We don't know about none of that.
None of that.
Tell me we needed 2.0 to be eligible.
That's it. Pass the SAT. That's all I know.
You want me to do something extra? I ain't doing that.
Can't do it.
The mindset shift, I love it though now because we got guys who pour back into the oil. You got Zoe pour back.
Yeah.
You got Beam still trying to work with all of the things. So you got the guy. Then you got Pooh over at Mac, to facilitate all the younger OEL coaches right now. So collectively, they're now, as far as the help, the exposure, what you need to know, and we got information out there for the social media and the internet, right? We didn't have none of that when we were coming through, so it's a little easier for them to get it because it's like I could just send my huddle tape on Twitter and here, right? Back then, send this VCR tape.
You had to make the tape. You had to make the tape.
So,
it was a lot harder, man.
And find somebody that was recording the game.
And let me ask you, Davone, what was it like, man, when you scored your first NFL touchdown? What was that feeling like?
Man, it was surreal, bro. You feel me? Like it was like a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like a daze kind of, because it's like, man, I kind of it took me back. It just took me all the way back, man. You know, thinking about the upbringing You know, a lot of the shit that I went through to get to that moment and to be able to score on that stage, man, it was a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a blessing.
I could have, you know, they say you can't recreate the first, right? So there's nothing you can do after that to recreate the first moment.
That moment, yeah.
The first moment is like, damn, I remember I did this route. I was this person was me. I jumped in this stance, right? Looking at how you played back then and how the league is now, I feel you was ahead of your time, right? Because now you in the league, you getting a bag, right?
Man.
Because it's geared for your skill set.
For sure.
Somebody pressed me at the line for 10 yards, right? Over that, right? So, or even the not so fast Cooper Kupp get $1 billion
in that slot.
You see that, man? I'm looking at. I'm like, man, they paying these boys like crazy.
Ken, when they paid Cooper Kupp, you know what I did?
Huh.
I Googled his 40 time because he don't never look fast, bro.
What was it?
It's 4.59, like the run.
Yeah.
I love how y'all be talking about 4.59 like it's slow. If I run a 4.59, I done pulled a hamstring.
I'm gonna put it like this. I was never a vertical
top ends
fast guy, top end dude, but on the field I never got caught. You know what I'm saying? Like I had game speed. I couldn't fucking line up and run a 40 and run a 4.3. I never. You know what I'm saying? But I was a gamer though. You know what I'm saying? Even with strength, like I hit 225. I think I hit it 15 times at the combine. But shit, you know, on 25 times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, but I got field speed or field strength though. I can stiff arm the fuck out of somebody or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all about the gameplay. You know what I mean?
I think that's more of a heart thing, though. Like
that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
For sure.
My heart ain't about to let me get caught. My heart ain't about to let you press me on the scrimmage. That's a hard thing.
That's real, Lo. That's real. For sure.
100%.
Hey, do you still talk to some of the guys from the Skyline, Giannis and all of them? Y'all still be in communication with each other?
Yeah, every now and then. We we ain't really linked up in a while, but we definitely talk. We definitely got on a text message or or we talk on the phone or whatever, just to catch up and shit, see how the family's doing and how everybody doing. But it's been pretty mellow, just pretty everybody doing their own thing, everybody kind of doing their own thing. D. Limbrick, he in LA with his kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? Giannis doing his thing back home. B in LA. I'm out here in Arizona, with my kids, raising my kids and shit. So everybody kind of doing their own thing right now.
Let me ask you this, right? Now I'm putting you on the spot right here, man. So that's
all good.
Line question, right? You putting the 7-on-7 team together, right? I want you to put your 7-on-7 offensive guys you taking with you from Skyline to go play 7-on-7.
You talking about while I was playing, or like guys before me, or just
during your era? During your era there.
During my era, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Scrum number one for sure.
He's running back.
Running back. I'm gonna go me at quarterback.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Rufus, Lewis, B. Sanders. What's that? 5?
That's yep.
Who else was wrong? Eric Davis.
E. Davis.
E. Davis was my boy. And then who the last one?
That's it. On offense.
Oh, okay. All right.
The other one is the center. The other one is the center.
Oh, right. That's right.
That's it. Okay. Ken, would you have one with that 7 on your Skyline?
During that era, that's a good one. I know E. Davis gonna be so happy that
E. Davis
say, why? E. Davis like, why y'all don't never talk about me?
I like.
All right, D. Bess took care of that.
That's my boy, man.
I used to hoop with E. Davis every day on high.
Good dude.
That boy had hops and low. That boy had hops up.
E. Davis an athlete. I used to hoop with E. Davis, right? And I didn't know how good E. Davis was until I looked at the Laney top receiver list, and his name right under mine.
Like, he was good.
He can play, right? He can play.
Yeah.
I think that era, I can't debate that era.
Lewis is another sleeper. A lot of people don't know about
man.
it. And Lewis could hoop too.
Lewis could hoop too.
I knew Lewis as a hooper. I didn't even know he played football till he got to Skyline. He didn't play football at Ohio.
He was hella tall, you know what I'm saying? Just going up catching that and he had yak too, you know.
Yeah,
Lewis another.
Hey, one of the interesting things, you put yourself at quarterback, right?
Yeah.
That's that team first guy ass shit.
But who else was gonna do it? Who else was gonna do it?
Yeah, because it was either me or it was either gonna be me or Josh Bush. And you know, and I'm not knocking Josh Bush, but I kind of I count on myself before you know what I'm saying? No knock on nobody else.
Yeah, no, I got it.
You can always do like Murph and just throw the ball to yourself.
No,
allegedly.
Allegedly. I see that video. I'm not believing that.
Allegedly.
I see the video. I'm not believing that. Right. But that's a good squad. No, that's a good squad. And if I flip that over and you could put those same on the defensive side of the ball, right?
For sure.
B. Sanders at corner.
Because now you got to put Jarrell and them in there.
I'm putting Jarrell
Hardy.
Jarrell Hardy. Did Jarrell play safety for Skyline or did he play corner?
He was at corner when I was there.
Okay, he's at corner because at Laney we used him as safety in at.
Oh, okay, you know okay, yeah, he was the corner.
And he's another one that was before his time because right now he's
with the tall corners and shit.
Corner that's fast and long,
sure.
fast and long. Sure. He, you know, what is he, a firefighter now and a football coach? He's be getting a bag right now.
For sure.
So, shout out to Jarrell. Jarrell used to challenge me all the time in practice. He was one of the harder ones to get away from because he was long, but he was just a little bit slower than mine, so he could keep up with me, right? Jarrell was really good to me, man.
That sounded about right, man.
Where he ended up going at San Jose State too, Ken? He went to San Jose State, right?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
He played there too.
Huh?
He played there too. I think he
started. I know, he played.
Rufus went to San Jose State too, didn't he?
Yeah, Rufus.
Yeah. Had a good career.
Man, when we were trying to get Terry on the show, man, and because Terry got a story like yours, I don't really know too much about Terry's story, but the aftermath of what I hear was like, man, Terry was one of the guys. You feel me?
Terry was a dog, man. Terry was a dog because he was big, fast. He'd run you over. You know, like he was just a downhill thumper. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And a lot of dudes didn't want to tackle him. He was hard to tackle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what I want to know. So it's so much talent that came out of Skyline. So I think a couple of years ago, y'all had like a reunion back at Skyline.
For sure.
I asked this question too. I think I asked Frank. Do y'all have different tables? Like this the NFL table. You can't sit over here. This the D1 table. And then you got Jarris and what was the lineman? Marvell. It's
Marvell
like
Smith.
It's the Super Bowl table. This the Super Bowl.
Nah,
table.
it ain't like that. It ain't like that.
Jarris got a Super Bowl with the Giants.
Yeah.
He got one or two.
And that's a good question.
Because the Giants won it too, right?
I think he got one.
Eli
first
Manning won it too, right?
But I think Jarris was with the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. But no, it ain't like that. I mean, to be honest with you, I didn't even go to it. I had some other gigs, you know, with my kids and shit out of state for a soccer tournament during that time. But I know for sure, you know, Beam ain't having shit. Like he ain't having it like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, if you a Titan, I don't give a fuck if you went to a JUCO or if you a Super Bowl champion. Everybody just, you know, merge and get together. You know what I mean?
I didn't even go to Skyline and Beam take care of me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Beam connected us.
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. Yeah, he sure did.
Beam just a good guy.
What player in the OEL, man, did you like playing against? Who did you like playing against, like as a player? Like, give me a couple of them.
I would say, so during my era, I used to go at it with Verdell, with Phil ass.
Yeah,
you know, because he was playing corner and safety and shit. I think Sean was playing line. What was Sean playing? Linebacker?
I think they said he played corner a little bit.
Corner,
he played corner, and they put him at safety sometimes too.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But yeah, I used to go at it with Phil all the time at you know, when I was playing receiver. But you know, my senior year, my junior year was all right. Like I didn't even make all city my junior year at receiver. You know, I had some good catches here and there, but shit, like y'all know, we just ran the ball. That's basically what we did.
Yeah.
Then do the play action and then try to go over the top. That's all we did. And then my senior year, playing quarterback, it was the same thing, you know, having Frank and Giannis in the backfield, or I can scramble too. So we had three different threats. You know what I'm saying, to move the ball. So, you know, that first MAC game was crazy. We ended up winning, but it was you know, it was Darnell Henderson and Gino or Nato. I'm trying to think who else. Kyle Reed was on that team. I don't know. I
David
think
Gray?
T Black. Nah, David Gray was a little older than me. T Black was there. I don't know if that.
I know T Black. Yep.
Yeah, T Black was on there. Yeah, but you know, it varied. You know what I'm saying? It varied.
Let me ask you this: who was the toughest corner in the league to go against? Right, like in the league, everybody in the league is good. I hate when people call people in the league trash. Let's get that out the way, right?
Man, that's a hard position to play, man. That's a hard position to play.
Absolutely, right. So who was the toughest one you had to go against? Like, damn, this move ain't working. That move ain't working on them. I can't stem them this way. Which one is tough like that?
Well, we used to go at it because I used to see him twice a year, and Darrell Revis. You know, he's with the Jets, so you know, they would put him on me, and then put Cromartie on Brandon Marshall because Brandon was a bigger body. You know what I'm saying? Cromartie was a bigger body too. You know.
Yeah.
So we used to go at it. You know, I get him a few times, and he fucked me up. You know, jam me, and the thing about him, he's smart, he's patient. He's strong and he's fast. That's a deadly combination for a corner, bro. You feel me? Like you can't go no. What you gonna do?
Did you get stuck on the island?
Oh, for sure. A few times. A few times.
But Ken, you know how dope that sound though is?
I know. And there ain't no shame in that either.
Nah, it ain't.
I get him a couple times.
I see Ocho Cinco. That's my guy. Ocho Cinco was like Revis.
Like we're talking the top 3 corner right now. Like
Hall of Fame.
Era, right? Definitely, right? Yeah. But even if we go Deion being a one, like my debate, you know what I'm saying?
There's nobody better than Deion, bro.
Stop
with the prime slander.
I put Deion up here, Ken. Deion is up here, right? But them other 3, meaning Charles Woodson, Darrell Revis, and Champ Bailey.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Them like they great.
Put my guy Ty Law up there though.
I would put
Ty Law wasn't fast, Ken.
It don't.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I would pick low 3 and put Ty Law probably 4 though. Ty Law was a dog. He was
my
smart.
favorite player.
He was physical, but he wasn't
like
fast
that.
or agile. Yeah, not really.
He benefited from that pass rush, Ken.
For sure.
He was like if I'm a Michigan fan, he was like when I first started watching Michigan, he would. So that's
he's the one that he gonna get the benefit of the pass rush, and he gonna make a play on it. The other corners,
that's all right. You got Chuck Woody in there. I got another Michigan.
Cover for 4 seconds. The other ones go cover for 4 seconons. Ty Law gonna make a play based off the pass rush. You know.
Now, who you would take out of them 3? Who you think the best out of them 3?
I'm gonna have to go with. So I played against Champ my rookie year. So he was just, you know, he was like year 10, year 11. He was deep in the league when I played against him. So it's a toss up between Champ and Darrell Revis for me.
Who would you take, Ken?
I'm a Michigan fan, so I'm gonna take Chuck Woody.
Chuck.
I'm gonna take Ty Law.
Now I'm biased.
Chuck was defensive player of the year. He was damn near MVP.
No, listen, but he
Super Bowl champion.
He was that from the safety position, Ken. He was that when he moved to safety.
Yeah,
and he played offense. He played offense too. You know, so
as the football player, I'm taking. Chuck Woody,
right. Me too.
As a corner, Darrell Revis, bro. I'm taking Darrell Revis.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah,
for sure.
Now, Champ was the most athletic out of all of them. That was an athlete, bro.
That motherfucker was, man, quick, light on his feet, hips can move, all that shit, man.
And he could jump.
And he
can jump, man. So, Darrell Revis.
This is hella off topic. 2 things. One, how was Brandon Marshall in the locker room? I because we have a podcast, I watch a lot of podcasts. And I never met the man a day in my life. I don't fuck with Brandon Marshall. But now I never met him. So this is all from my perception of seeing him. And I think that whole shit with the pivot, he just seemed like what was your take of him as a teammate?
So Brandon was a great teammate to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I go back and I look at other guys on that team and who played with us. I was cool with everybody, but I watched how certain motherfuckers treated certain motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Which made me not really want to fuck with you, you know what I mean? But for the most part, Brandon was cool. You know, he came in the big free agent signing, and you know, I was number 15 at the time, and he was trying to get it off me, you know. So I'm like, nah, man, I worked hard to get this number, so I'm trying to rock with it. I'm gonna keep it, you know. So he was kind of persistent, trying to get the number. But as far as the interactions and shit, you know, we just grinded, you know, and you know, tried to make each other better. You know, we was out early catching balls and just you know, the same shit that you do with your teammates. You know what I mean? Right. He was cool, but you know, he definitely has some split personality type of shit going on. You know.
Hey, but didn't he admit to that though, Ken? Like, didn't he?
Yeah, he went to therapy and all kind of shit.
Yeah, he did for sure.
And I think that's dope. And I think what he's doing with I Am Athlete as far as building it as a brand, I think that's
for sure.
But so there's some things I like about him, but just as like, would I invite him to hang out?
Yeah.
But I do.
We didn't hang out much. We didn't hang out off the field much. I'll tell you that, you know. But we was cool.
Hey, but I do like. First of all, Ken, I got to go back and see which one is he the reason the podcast is that split up?
No, well, again, I wasn't there. I don't know, but it sounds like kind of like us. They got together during COVID to just do some shit, but then it turned into actually becoming monetized. But they didn't work that shit out, and then somebody wanted a percentage, and he like, but you didn't, you know what I'm saying? And they just couldn't work it out. Okay. My second question is, because me and Lo don't see eye to eye on this one. What's your take on Coach Prime?
My take on Coach Prime, okay. As far as all of that?
Yeah. Just a coach.
I like what he's doing. To be honest with you, I actually love what he's doing. He's a little cocky with it. You know, he's a little cocky with it, but for the most part, he's building young men not only on the field but off the field. That's what I like the most. Getting them ready for life, getting them ready to be husbands and fathers and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's on to something. I think he's on to something.
So basically, Lowe's a hater.
No. What he said had nothing to do with football, Ken.
That's true.
Lowe is a by the book coach, and so Lowe is a by the book coach. Everybody's treated the same, 1 to 52, right? 53, whatever, however many people on the team. I am you score, you get more. That's how I am.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm that same way. And coming up, I wasn't that way though. You know what I'm saying? As I went to the next level, I learned that. You know, I had to learn the more you do, the more you get. You know what I'm saying? And it may come off as selfish, but at the end of the day, if you out there making plays, you know, the team is winning, the organization is winning, the fans are winning, everybody wins. You know what I'm saying?
So my thing with Ken is
here we go.
Because Ken put it in a subjective matter, right? So the way I look at it is this, right? And I wouldn't have a problem with Deion's approach to you score, you get more thing if he wasn't having his son.
His son. Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
It come off in a daddy ball kind of way, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Like these linemen, I think these linemen getting called out like they got called out, Ken, wouldn't happen if it was Joe Blow at quarterback. It's more so of is my son that's getting hit at quarterback. My son could get hit and be injured and mess up his draft stock, right? So now it's like who could keep my son upright, not who can keep the quarterback upright. And that's my problem I got with it, right? Then I got a problem with United Currents throwing the ball away. So all these sacks could be coverage sacks, but throw the ball away.
Throw it away. That's true. Right?
That's true. Now I don't want to throw the ball away because it messes up my completion percentage. It messes up my chance at winning the Pac-12 passing rate yard thing. So it's more to it. I love the fact that he's building young men up, but I don't like the fact that he's tearing young men down too.
Because yeah, I hear you.
Good point.
If I'm Corbin McClain and they ask you a question about me, you ain't got to put it out there. Let us deal with that shit in private because now I got to answer questions that I wasn't prepared for as a kid. He's 18 years old, kid.
Yeah.
I got to answer.
All right, but all right, this is my thing with that. Okay, the age is one thing, but when you start taking that in a NIL, money, you're a professional now.
Yeah, you're getting paid. You're
getting paid.
Hey, Ken, Lil Wayne got money as a 14, 15-year-old. Don't mean he wasn't getting robbed on the back end. Ken, like just because we have money don't make our mind more mature.
No.
Deal with all the things that
100%
media come with.
100%.
You're right about
100%.
You're right about that.
100%. But to whom much is given, much is required.
Absolutely. Heavy is the hair that wear the crown.
So
I got a right to be on Deion Sanders' helmet.
Oh yeah, no, you make good points. You make good points. I see your perspective. I just don't agree.
You know what I don't like though? What I don't like is them, coming out the locker room and shit with all their jewelry on, showing it in front of all the other kids who ain't getting money and shit. I really don't like that. Just go out and play. You know what I'm saying? Go out and do your thing. He doing the watch shit in front of motherfuckers who can't barely eat, probably. You know what I'm saying? So
Arizona State game, Ken, like to actually have someone run in the locker room and get your watch, to hand it to you to run in front of the crowd and do that. In our day,
that's crazy.
I know we would have called him Boosie.
Nigga, no. Shador is hella bootsy. Like even if you watch the off the field shit, like Shador is hella bootsy. But
look at Prime. Look how Prime was in his prime. You feel me? He was flashy and flamboyant and all that shit too.
And I think you kind of got to. I mean, first of all, that's just who Prime is. But also recruiting wise, bro, you gotta do something to get kids to go to Boulder.
For sure, that's true.
He ain't recruiting them to Tallahassee.
Yeah. So here go my other thing, right? And it's the thing I hate, and I talk about this all the time, right? It's the way we recruit and how we do it, right? It's easy to get me, Davone, to go to fucking Boulder. If I'm on my visiting trip, I'm taking a picture with a Lamborghini and all that, right? We inner city kids, right?
Yeah,
so you dangling that carrot in front of our face, right? But if the two-parent rich kid comes to Boulder, California, what can you show him? So the recruiting is all
graduation rate,
flashy shit, huh?
The graduation rate and the alumni list.
Dude, it's Boulder, it's Colorado. It's not like it's fucking Stanford where the alumni list consists of Bill Gates and them type dudes. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I come from a two-family household, but we wasn't rich, so I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you said.
Listen, you're not going to get it. What I'm saying is, you're not going to go be impressed by the Lamborghini pictures, right?
No, but you don't use the same pitch on everybody.
So, but that's your whole pitch. Your whole pitch is the flashy shit.
You don't know that.
That's the times we living in these days, though. Yeah. You feel me? It's a different time. You know what I mean? It's a different time. I would want our kid to get presented with the.
No, now I agree with you on that. Like, stop exploiting us.
Stop using that, dangling that carrot.
I agree with
that. For sure. I agree with
that. Right? Like,
I agree with that.
We could be doctors and scientists too. Tell me who's running the research lab over there, right?
Right.
Sometimes your school might get. Stanford ain't got to do that shit. A kid want to go to Stanford. They want to go to Stanford because of all of the other shit. Tell me who's this. I might want to go to Boulder, Colorado anyway. It's the #1 XYZ school in the country. I'm coming here. You ain't got to throw me this. You ain't got to throw me this, right? Like, look at it in Arizona. Arizona, one of the hardest, it's the most beautiful city in the world. But a lot of kids be like, hey, it's way too hot out there.
Too hot. Yeah.
Colorado, the same thing. It's way too cold.
Right.
So I understand you do need something to bring the kids there.
To bring them,
But that flashy shit, it comes with the territory, but you cannot negate the fact that you gonna get everybody ain't gonna like it, right? So you can't, I just don't like to tear down the kids, bro.
So if Prime come to your living room right now, you ain't sending Prince to Colorado?
It depends on what the move is. I'm like Davone. If it's 18, if I'm watching the list and 18 more receivers go there.
Right.
But it's gonna be competition at every school, though.
No. Huh?
It's gonna be competition at every school.
Yeah, but
it is. If you got the top guys and going to a certain school, I'm like, shit, I'm gonna go somewhere else where I can play. You know what I'm saying?
You get 4 or 5 stars.
But you're open to it though.
Yeah.
You wouldn't tell Prime get out.
No.
Okay, well there we go.
I don't not like Prime as a person, Ken. Like,
no, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you.
It ain't personal.
No, it's not personal. I'm saying, but you open to sending Prince to the program.
Yeah.
Okay. It can't be that bad.
No. The way things by the time Prince goes to door and
Daddy Ball will be over.
Daddy Ball shit is gone. In fact, he gone
for sure.
Hey, we go witness Daddy Ball, Ken. I'll kid you not. Shador go get drafted. the next season, or him and Travis Hunter might come out the same year.
Yeah.
Deion go do one more and then throw them dudes.
Nah, he going to the league. He going to coach his son in the league. So let's get back to D. So most of my friends that are like former pro athletes, they don't watch the sport anymore that they played in. Do you still watch NFL? Is it the same to you as it was, or do you know too much?
It's different, man. It's different. It's actually kind of hard to watch now, because just the different rule changes, the caliber of athletes, it's just different, I watch a little. I only watch like during playoffs, you know what I'm saying, really. But I kick back, man. I kind of, for a minute, I know we'll probably get to it eventually, but, I went through a stage where I start battling with my mental health and shit, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man. So I got away from the game for a while, man. It was kind of hard to watch, kind of hard to get through what I was going through watching the shit, So I had to dig deep and kind of get myself out of that funk. And watching football definitely wasn't a part of that.
Cool. I didn't know if you wanted to bring it up. So since you brought it up, let's dive into it.
It's all good. It's all good.
What was the mental thing that you were dealing with, man? Because we got a lot of young high schoolers that be watching our stuff that can actually get some of this knowledge from you, man. What kind of mental thing you was dealing with?
Man, my dog up there going crazy. I'm finna go.
It's all good.
Oh, my bad. So basically, man, it stemmed from PTSD, man. That's the root of it. Just a lot of the traumas that I went through as a kid. Growing up, and then going through high school, going through college, or going to jail, going to college. I didn't really. I bottled a lot of that shit up. I wasn't able to, because back home, man. And, you see shit happen. Motherfuckers ain't gonna be like, oh, we need to go take you to a doctor so you can talk to them. They like, man, get through that shit. You got uncles and cousins like, man, get through that shit, man. That's it is what it is, So I was bottling a lot of shit up, man. Like, and shit was moving fast for me. Fast in the motherfucker, Like I said, going from jail to Hawaii to the league, that shit was like all in a 3-year span. You know what I'm saying? So I remember the boiling point was basically I had got hurt. I tore my ACL against the Jets. My little brother got into some shit back home, where he got fucked off and got shot and shit. Me and my wife was going through a divorce. My motherfucking foundation, wasn't clicking. I started charity, trying to give back and shit, so we started bumping heads with the foundation. We wasn't seeing eye to eye. And it was just a lot of shit that was just building up. And finally, man, I just kind of had a mental breakdown, man. I was smoking hella weed, I was leaving practice, getting into it with my coaches at practice, and I never did that, you know what I'm saying? Never missed a game, never missed a practice, and I started dealing with all this shit. And I remember the medical staff was trying to force me to play, sneaking me fucking Toradol and shit so I can go out and play. We wasn't even going to the playoffs. It was the end of the season, and they trying to force me to play, and I'm hurt. I'm like, man, I can't go. I ain't missed a game or practice for y'all in 5 years, and y'all trying to make me play. So that was another thing. So I stormed out, left, went and got high and shit. And man, that was basically the beginning of my mental health deterioration, man.
Did you know, like, because mental health wasn't like the buzzword back then. Did you know, like, damn, I'm fucked up? Or was it just like everything's going against me?
Man, I really didn't know shit about mental health, bro, to be honest with you, man. They talked about it a little bit, with the team, but they real vague about it. They're not really saying, if something's going on, this is what they tell you. If something's going on, call this number. You feel me? It's not like putting their arm around you and like, let's talk, we see you going through some things or whatever, so it was tough, man. And I didn't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And like to this day, I'm still focusing on my mental health as far as, meditating and, reading and going on bike rides and shit, just to clear my thoughts and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, so I think one of the words that way we associated it back when we were back in those days, it's coming from where we came from, we associated it with stress, right? We stressing too much. We stressing, not knowing it was deeper. It was deeper than
For
that.
sure. For
You know
sure.
what I'm saying? It was more than just stress. So when
For
we
sure.
were stressing and we going through things, and then it led to a depression, we didn't know it was a depression because we was taught to just keep going, keep getting through the shit. Right? We stressing, keep getting through the shit, not knowing we going through a depression. And then, you know, when some things happen, like I remember when I had, you know, my homeboy got killed and I left Arizona and I came back. And coming from where we came from, the people in Arizona didn't understand the lifestyle, what we came from out here, right?
For sure. For sure.
They didn't understand, like, I was looking at 18, 19, 20 years old when his homeboy died. But at this time, it's like 10 homeboys.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say that. I wasn't the first one. I was just gonna say that.
No, but they didn't understand that type of shit. So at the time, I started feeling like, hey, nobody even get me. Like, you know, don't even get me type shit, right? Like, and I had that, am I supposed to be here moment? Like, I don't even think I'm supposed to be here right now.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I can understand how all that shit be bottling up like that, man, especially being from and you getting it on a higher level, because
that's what I'm saying, man.
We talking loot checks, you talking like game checks involved.
Man. And that's a great point, Lo. That's a great point you just brought up, because you know, I came from nothing, man. My family ain't had no money. We ain't had shit. All my uncles and my dad and everybody, they did their thing. You feel me? Right. And that was just the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? We, you know, we bumped heads. A lot of my family and shit. We bumped heads over financial shit, over money and shit. You know, and you know, it wasn't. You know, money was never a big deal to me. You know, obviously you got to survive, and you know, you got to take care of yourself and all of that shit. But I was a very generous person, so to speak. You know, so when I did say no, it was an issue. You know what I'm saying? So, and I put that on myself for not saying no soon enough. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where that goes.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Lo.
Go ahead.
What was kind of like the tipping point where you realized, okay, I'm not handling this and I need help?
So I basically the very first breakdown, I got Baker acted, which means the police come, the ambulance come, and they take you to the hospital. This was in 2011, and you know, while I was there, we would talk. They would get you with counselors. They'd get you with certain individuals that sit down with you and talk to you about, you know, basically what you're going through, what you're dealing with, shit that you don't want to open up about. And that was basically like the beginning of it. In 2011, that was the first one where I was like, damn, I need to get my shit together. You know, I need to get my shit together. And then, you know, as y'all probably know from Google, I've been arrested several times. You know, after that, still fighting them demons, still battling them demons. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a work in progress. You know, I'm not perfect, man, but I'm striving for it. You know.
Hey, absolutely. Hey, you know what though, man? Just to be able to say it right now, right? Because so many people shy away from not saying they wasn't cool or I'm work in progress, right? Because you live in a perfect image society right now.
Man,
right?
facts.
Everybody shows success. Nobody shows their failures, right?
For sure.
And this is why I always tell you to talk about it, because these kids only see the end results of things, right?
That's it, man.
My son, and he'd be like, man, I want this, and this. They're like this person. I'd be like, dude, this person went through hell of shit.
or they in hell when they got there.
They in it. Right.
So it's either two ones. You go get there, and then hell go come to you, or you going through hell to get to where you want to, but you're only going to see the finished product, which is why I always tell. It was something I used to do to my son when he was younger.
Hey, Lo, can I pause for like a couple seconds?
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna talk to Ken.
I think this is dope, bro. Because we put the pro athletes on such a high pedestal. We don't always realize, bro, these are human beings.
They're human. So it's like who they're not even that they're human. They're humans with families, right? Yeah. So we love our talk shows, right? They go call. We got Bubba Dub trash. He calling everybody trash, right? We got Skip who goes in on Russell Westbrook.
Everybody.
Right? And Russell Westbrook family had a moment. It was like, hey, dude, stop calling West Brick. We got to live with that as a family. We got to live with that. and not knowing, no one sees what Russell Westbrook goes on in his house. Right. He motherfucker could be in there depressed. He could be in there fucking punching holes in walls. His family got to see it. No one else sees it. Then he goes out and have to put on a face and have a bad game to be taught this shit all over again, man.
For sure.
One of the things I'm gonna give a shameless plug to my dog Frank Clayton, right? Me and Ken did Frank Clayton radio show. Shout out to Frank. Frank is a sports psychologist. He's a sports psychologist, and he gets to the mental aspect of what athletes go through, right? Because he's in that slump. When a baseball player in a slump and he can't get out of it, right? He even talked to the young high school athletes, right? And he even trying to push it to get it to the seniors. Because what is like my son them got senior night tomorrow night, right? He just a freshman. He just a freshman. He said these seniors been crying for 3 whole games, bro, because his career is over.
It's
the only sport you cannot recreate that locker room feeling.
Man, that's the only thing I miss, bro. I
don't miss the
hits. I don't miss the sprints.
Hey,
I miss that locker room.
But so them kids that didn't play 4 years and they seniors and this shit in for them, they need to go talk to a sports psychologist, man, because they need to know it's still life left for you. You still could go do great things, man. But you gotta go get this feeling no more. Like that.
Yeah.
The past smell, the shit.
Everything, man. You know, shit talk. Yeah.
I think it's great. And shout out to Frank that he does that sports psychologist thing. It's pretty dope.
But even with that, like so this is when I was like, damn, the NFL. God, I don't know what I was doing, but I was around a lot. So I did not realize every Tuesday y'all got a new crop of people trying
coming in.
I say, look at this. I tell people, I say, think about this. Whatever you do for your job, say you're an accountant, a doctor, whatever you are. Imagine once a week they got somebody else coming in that building and they literally are trying to take your job. And you know the next day they could have your job. Bro, we ain't dealing with that kind of stress, dude. We got all kind of laws. They got to write us up. They got to have just cause. We ain't going through that kind of stress. Bro, this your lifelong dream. And you walk in one day and nigga, it's like, don't even look in your locker. What's they call it? The Reaper?
Grim Reaper.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It's like
bring your playbook with you.
Bro, that's anxiety like a motherfucker.
That's from that aspect, but Davone, from another aspect, how many people, and we gonna talk about, I don't call people out or nothing like that, but it's always the family and the friends that grew up with you that when you get the lead, they think you getting fucking Michael Vick money, right? Michael Vick money, right? So now everybody got a light bill due. Everybody grandma needs surgery.
Get a business idea.
Right?
That's it, man. That's another one for sure. I'm telling you, bro. Like I had
how stressful is that? Because that adds on to the shit, right?
Yeah, it got to the point, man. I had like, family and motherfuckers coming out of the woodwork that I didn't even know, that wasn't a part of the journey. You know what I'm saying? Asking for money or, like having like you just said, having a business plan or a business idea or something. It was really stressful. You know what I'm saying? And it's a trip, because now that I look back and reflect on it, that was a lot of the reasons why me and my wife would bump heads, because she see me doing shit for people, but looking back, she was protecting me, and I didn't see it that way. I'm trying to, I'm being loyal. I'm helping my people out, doing this, but she had a point. She was protecting me, and I didn't see it at the time.
Absolutely. I have a saying, right? And as used to always say, I saw this shit and I tell my son this. When people be like, hey, man, if you make it, don't forget about me, right?
Yeah.
I always tell my son and tell him, hey, if I don't make it, are you going to forget about me?
Don't forget about me, for sure.
If I don't make it, are you going to forget about me?
That's it. That's it right there.
Right? So,
for sure.
And sometimes we do need some people just to, like somebody just, like you say, your wife should have said no. Like,
right.
We ain't helping everybody, right? We gonna be sure help everybody, right? And people don't get that, right? People don't get that, right? And I see that we see it all the time, man. So shout out to the people that do be in our corner with our best interest, man, to be like, hey, man, you know what? Nah, I'm trying to protect this stuff, right? And it do bump. Sure. You say the financial reasons be the reason,
Man, for real, man.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, when you stopped playing, like what was the last year what made you was like, okay, I'm about to leave Miami and I'm gonna settle in Arizona, man? Like, how did that? Like, what was the ending of it?
So I got traded. I ended up getting traded from Miami in 2013 draft to the Cleveland Browns. So I went to Cleveland for a year, and then I got up there, and then I had another mental breakdown in Cleveland. And there was an incident that happened at the Fort Lauderdale airport where an officer said I like got in a fighting stance with him or some shit basically, or I spilled some coffee on him or something. And I got back to Cleveland after that, and then they ended up cutting me. So I was like, man, I need to work on my mental health, and I just decided I'm done with ball. And then I ended up coming to Arizona because I trained out here for the combine. And she was my girl at the time, but my wife now. We was like, shit. When I'm done playing, we gonna come back to Arizona and figure this shit out.
What did you love about Arizona during the training, man? Because the way they work, Ken, in that spring of Arizona, all the NFL dudes are playing at training in Arizona. Good weather, get the training around, and they always come to Arizona State Gym for open run hoop, right? So I see all them dudes coming in there for open run hoop, right? And I'd be like, hey, these dudes love Arizona, right?
Yeah.
And I love it too and whatnot, man. So did you just fall in love with it? Like it was just a different speed from like, definitely ain't going back to the town type things and let me just settle out here?
Yeah, for sure. It was basically all the things you just mentioned. It was good weather. For me, with at the time having 3 young children, it was safe communities. It was nice parks and shit, good schools. All of that, took into consideration of us coming back and moving back here too because of the kids. So, my mom lives in Stockton right now. So we contemplated moving to Elk Grove and there's little out cities out over there, Lathrop and shit. But I ended up, I just wanted to be somewhere where my kids can thrive and I loved Arizona.
Absolutely. Nice, man. Nice, man.
Yeah.
Let me see before we wrap this up, man, because you didn't gave us a whole bunch of jewels, man. Let me make sure we dotting all our I's and crossing all our T's, but we let you get up out of here, man.
It's all good.
I know you gave a lot of shout outs, man. So we just go wrap it up. Anybody else you want to shout out before you get up out of here, man?
Man, I just want to shout out, first off, shout out you guys, man, for what y'all doing. Y'all doing a great thing, man. I watched almost every episode, and y'all doing some tremendous things. Shout out to my Titan Pride guys. You know what I'm saying? Skyline High School, Coach Bean, Coach Mario Thornton, Amin Denny, Keith Bonifa. I can go on and on, you know what I'm saying? So I'm very grateful. It definitely took a village to raise this individual right here. And that's kind of where I stand. I'm forever grateful.
Appreciate you. Hey, Keith, man, Ken, man, we got to hit Bean. We need to get Keith on, bro.
Yeah.
Because we do got Keith on our free safety list for our top free safeties, man. We got to get Keith on the show, man, because I was talking to one of the guys that I know that Coach Pitt, right? And we were talking about the player from the OEL, the free safeties. And I'm like, Keith Bonaparte. He didn't know Keith was as good. He just know him as Coach Keith, that coach at Oregon State.
Yeah.
He a ball
player. He was a player, yeah.
We got to get Keith on here, though, man. So
Keith like the undercover. He got a lot of, his name just keep popping up.
You got to hit Beam, Ken.
Beam got the plug.
Our guest.
I told Beam I'm working my way to being a Skyline guy. He said, a Beam guy. He said, you got a lot of work to do.
So listen, our guest. I know we're looking Skyline heavy right now, but these dudes got some of the amazing stories, man, from Coach Beam, Kirk Johnson. We trying to get Jan on, man, Davone, Bess, Frank Summers. Man, they have some amazing stories. And, man, just bear with us, man, to hear some of this, man. It's football season, so we getting the football guys on, man. Ken might try to throw a few hoopers in there every now and again, man.
During football season. I'm enjoying this. During hoop season, I'm enjoying the football stories.
Definitely, man. Shout out to Davone Bess a bit.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming on, man. We really, really, really appreciate you, dog.
Right on, man. I appreciate y'all having me, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's a wrap, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Definitely like us on Instagram, the Rec Center Podcast. Also follow us on our YouTube page. Click that subscribe button right below. And if you like this episode and you as a fan of Davone Bess, press like on this episode as well. We appreciate you guys. I'm Kenny Edwards for Lorenzo Parham. We out. Thank you for watching this clip. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on all notifications. Get more content like this at the Rec Center Podcast.